You know, what happens when an entire field of study basically becomes a victim of its own success? Like when the very thing it was created to understand becomes so common, so woven into our lives that we don't even see it anymore. Well, that's the story of computer-mediated communication, or CMC. It's a field that's looking in the mirror right now and asking a huge question: what are we even studying anymore? And to really get a feel for this problem, you just have to look at this slide. On the left, you've got 1994. We're talking bulky desktops, text-only chat rooms, and yeah, email was the hot new thing. Now, just glance over to the right. Today, it's a whole universe of connected gadgets. Your phone, your watch, your smart speaker, they're all talking to each other, all the time. The jump is just staggering. And it's right at the heart of this whole identity crisis.
And this incredible change, this complete saturation of our world by computing technology, well, that's the very thing causing this challenge for the field today.
Let's put some numbers on this, because they're pretty wild. The research that kicked off this whole explainer found over 4.3 billion active internet users. I mean, this isn't some niche hobby anymore, right? It's a fundamental piece of global society.
And it's not just about being online, it's about being always connected. Get this, there are over 9 billion mobile subscriptions in the world. That's actually more subscriptions than there are people on the planet. Our link to the digital world is personal, it's constant, and honestly, you can't really escape it.
So here's the kicker. Our interaction with all this stuff isn't just a small part of our day. For the average American adult, it takes up more than 11 hours every single day. We're not just using media anymore. It feels a lot more like we're living inside of it.
Which brings us right to the core of this identity crisis. The unbelievable success and total ubiquity of the technology has created a genuine problem for the very experts who are supposed to study it.
Think about it. Back in the early days, the defining question was pretty simple and, exploratory. Researchers were basically mapping out a whole new frontier, just trying to answer the basic question. Okay, what even is this thing called computer-mediated communication?
But today? That question has been completely flipped on its head. Now, the real head-scratcher is, what isn't computer-mediated communication? Seriously, when your work meetings, your friendships, even your family dinners are happening through a screen, what's left? What's the baseline anymore?
So how does an entire field of study adapt to something like this? Well, researchers are basically proposing two major paths forward. The first one involves a really big shift in perspective. It's time to stop getting distracted by the shiny new gadgets.
A researcher named Caleb Carr puts it perfectly. He suggests we should seriously consider retiring the term computer altogether. Instead, we need to refocus our scholarship from the devices to the human-based processes. The big idea here is to future-proof the research by studying the timeless human act of communication itself, no matter what device we happen to be using this week or next year.
And you can really see that shift in action right here. So instead of, say, analyzing the features of a new social media app, researchers are asking these deeper, more lasting questions. Like, how do we interpret subtle signals online, like an emoji or even just punctuation? Who's our audience when we post something? And how does the visibility of our communication change how we behave? And maybe the biggest one of all, in a world full of bots and deepfakes, how do we even know what's real anymore?
Okay, so that's the first major path forward. But there's a second answer, and this one argues that we need to radically expand our very definition of what communication is. Because let's face it, it's not just about humans talking to other humans anymore.
For decades, we kind of thought of technology as a neutral pipeline, right? Just a simple tool for sending messages from me to you. Yeah, that model is completely out the window. Today's technology is actively modifying our messages, it's augmenting them with smart suggestions, and in some cases, it's generating them from scratch. And this leads us to this brand new concept, AI-mediated communication, or AIMC. This is when an AI becomes an active player in our conversations. I mean, just think about the autocorrect on your phone, the smart replies in your email, or any customer service chatbot you've talked to. The machine isn't just the medium anymore, it's literally part of the conversation.
And it goes way beyond just AI. The scholar Scott Campbell argues that our phones have fundamentally rewired the fabric of our social lives. They've reshaped our sociality, that's how we connect with people, and our spatiality, how we connect with physical places. I mean, think about it. Just using a map app on your phone totally changes your relationship with a city you're exploring.
So, after all that, what does this actually mean for the future of computer-mediated communication? Well, it's crystal clear that to survive, and more importantly, stay relevant, the field has to evolve.
The real challenge is this delicate balancing act. The field has to hold on to its unique focus, the fundamental processes of how we communicate. But at the exact same time, it has to throw the doors wide open to ideas from other disciplines, like computer science, psychology, sociology, you name it.
And this isn't just some theoretical worry. One study actually analyzed research papers and found there's a real risk of academic fields becoming too insular, tightly connected, and far removed from other clusters, as they put it. And when that happens, the flow of new ideas just dries up, and the whole field gets stuck.
And this really brings us to the most important takeaway, because this isn't just some debate for academics in an ivory tower. Our communication tools are evolving at lightning speed, and they're not just changing how we talk to each other, they're changing who we are. So the real question, the one that matters for all of us, is this. As technology constantly redefines what it even means to communicate, how do we redefine ourselves?